Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking something absolutely crucial: how schools actually take their big, high-level strategic plans and turn them into real-world action. And maybe even more importantly, how they build deep community trust along the way. If you've ever wondered how a school goes from just spotting a problem on paper to actually fixing it in the classroom, well, you're in the right place. We're going to look at the exact mechanisms, the teams involved, and the powerful tools used to keep everything on track. All right, let's dive right in. Here's our roadmap for today. First, the school improvement roadmap. Then phase 3, taking action, followed by tracking project progress, the school report card, and finally engaging the community. Let's jump right into section 1, the school improvement roadmap, laying the groundwork. Every successful school relies on what's known as a school improvement plan, or SIP. You can think of it as the ultimate roadmap. It's definitely not just some document collecting dust in a filing cabinet. It lays down very specific interventions designed to improve the key result areas of basic education. It's the core guide that points educators and school leaders toward delivering better outcomes for their learners. Without this foundational roadmap, honestly, any improvement efforts would just be random guesses instead of targeted strategic actions. Now, this whole process is a continuous, interconnected puzzle known as the Enhanced School Improvement Plan, or ESIP. It's an ongoing journey. A school has to constantly scan its environment and adapt its strategies to a changing context. It's this continuous loop of assessing the situation, planning the approach, acting on those plans, and then developing adaptive methods. Education is super dynamic, and this puzzle perfectly captures how school leadership has to dynamically respond to actually deliver for their students. Okay, so the plan is set, but what happens when we move from theory to reality? That brings us to section 2, phase 3. Taking action. Execution relies entirely on the people doing the work on the ground, specifically the project team. These folks are the absolute driving force behind the solutions. When an area of concern gets identified in the improvement plan, it's handed straight over to these dedicated individuals. They're tasked with taking all those theoretical strategies we just talked about and making them actually function in the real day-to-day world of school operations. Look, instead of getting bogged down in administrative jargon, let's focus on this team's core objectives. First off, they have to solve areas of concern as a collaborative unit. No working in silos here. Second, they take on the entire life cycle of the project: implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. And third, they have to communicate the progress of these projects through the school report card, which we're going to dig into in just a minute. They aren't just doing the work, they have to make sure everyone actually knows what's happening. And that brings us to step 10 of the broader school improvement process: rolling out the solutions. First up, the designated process owners implement the plans. But importantly, they aren't left hanging. The project team is right there to support and assist them. And here's a vital reality check: implementation is rarely perfect on day one. Because of that, step 3 is absolutely crucial. The school has to create a venue for stakeholder feedback. You literally have to know how a solution is landing in order to fix it. Once the car is in drive, we've got to monitor our speed and direction, right? Section 3, tracking project progress. Step 11 is where accountability really takes center stage. The school must check the progress of the Annual Improvement Plan, or AIP. You can't just roll out a new program and cross your fingers. You have to actually measure the impact by comparing the performance before the solution was implemented against the performance after. This data-driven comparison is literally the only way to know for sure if the interventions are actually moving the needle for the learners. So how exactly does this data collection happen? Well, schools use a super straightforward tool called the Project Monitoring Report Form. It captures a clear snapshot of project health: the project name, its targets, and its status to date, usually checked at mid-year and year-end milestones. But crucially, it specifically asks for issues or challenges and recommendations. It's designed to capture a realistic snapshot, identifying bottlenecks and roadblocks way before they can derail the entire improvement plan. So, where does all this monitoring data go? It definitely doesn't just get filed away in a drawer. The project team submits this report to a higher-level group known as the School Planning Team, or SPT. The SPT uses these consolidated reports to guide the project team in resolving current problems. But it goes even further. They use this exact data to adjust, modify, and actually write the annual improvement plan for the very next year. It's an awesome, continuous loop of feedback and structural adjustment. So we've seen the internal side of reporting and monitoring, but how does a school share these results with everyone else? Section 4, the school report card. This brings us to a standout mantra straight from the source material, and I absolutely love this. Don't be afraid to be transparent. It's such a powerful reminder that hiding flaws or challenges helps literally no one in education. If a project is struggling or if a metric is down, sharing that reality is the very first step toward collective problem solving. Transparency is the absolute bedrock of community trust. To make this radical transparency actually work for the public, the school report card, or SRC, got a massive makeover. The old system was bloated with 32 cumbersome performance indicators, which is honestly enough administrative paperwork to put any parent right to sleep. The new SRC has been smartly streamlined down to just 19 focused indicators. This makes the data highly digestible and so much more impactful for the community. Let's break down what those 19 streamlined indicators actually measure. They're categorized into access, quality, and governance, tracking the most vital signs of a school. Under access, they monitor things like dropout rates. Under quality, they're looking at promotion rates, national achievement test scores, and literacy levels. And under governance, they track whether classrooms are overcrowded by looking at learner-teacher and learner-classroom ratios, alongside stakeholder participation. It's a really comprehensive look at the school's day-to-day reality. But, the school report card goes way beyond just test scores and ratios. It also includes a school profile section for a truly holistic snapshot of the school's environment. We're talking enrollment data, the health and nutritional status of the learners, the availability of learning materials, and exactly where the school's funding is coming from. It even carves out space to celebrate school awards and recognitions. This ensures that while challenges are being addressed, all those hard-won successes are proudly shared with the community too. All right, we've gathered the data, we've built the streamlined report card. Now, Section 5, engaging the community. The real question here is why this document matters so much to the public. The ultimate goal of compiling the SRC isn't just bureaucratic box checking. It's designed to foster actual stakeholder participation in school activities. It ensures total transparency of school performance, which then cultivates a much deeper understanding among stakeholders of the school's true on-the-ground situation. Think of it as an advocacy tool, designed to highlight exactly what the school needs and invite the community to actively participate in building those solutions. Because this info is so vital, schools are explicitly instructed to actively push it out into the world. They don't just wait around for you to ask for it. The rollout plan involves allocating dedicated space in school journals or newsletters. It means posting the results digitally on websites and physically on bulletin boards in public areas. They're even tasked with printing enough copies for general public distribution. The whole idea is to meet parents and stakeholders exactly where they are, making sure everyone has access to this transparent snapshot. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought. All these strategic roadmaps, the dedicated project teams, the streamlined tracking, it all culminates in this single, radically transparent report. But a report is just paper until a community actually acts on it. So if your local school handed you their radically transparent school report card today, revealing both their brilliant successes and their biggest roadblocks, would you just read the data and move on? Or would that transparency empower you to step up, get involved, and join their continuous improvement journey? The roadmap is there. The next step is up to all of us. Thanks for hanging out with me and keep learning.